What's going on, guys? Zennosh here, and today in this video of Heir of Light, let's discuss about the wind gear set. How does it work? What are the type of servants that actually can take the utmost advantage out of it? Is it actually gonna be just important only for the early game and the mid game? How about the end game content? Is it actually gonna be viable in the end game content, or it's really a OP gear? Okay, we're actually gonna discuss everything about that in this video. But before starting this video, guys, obviously please do subscribe on my channel to keep on enjoying the contents like this every day. Okay, so let's start this, guys. First of all, guys, wind gear set, if you have 4 of them, okay, 1 2 3 4 or 4 set of them, what's gonna happen is like it's gonna provide you a 50% reset cooldown time. So what is the reset cooldown time? Whenever your servant actually uses his or her skills, you must have noticed that all of your servant must wait for at least 5 seconds before they can use another skill. You know, a sort of like a clockwise type of like a shadow movement that actually says that like you cannot use your skill at that point, and when actually it covers up the entire skill area, and then like your skill again starts to pop out, and then you can spam your skills again. Now that is the time period known as the cooldown time, and you can reset that cooldown time, being like you really don't have to wait that anymore if you equip your servants with the wind gear set or have them the reset cooldown time. Okay, and equipping 4 of this wind gear set will provide a 50% reset cooldown time, whereas equipping 8 units, okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 unit of the wind gear set, it will provide you a total of 70% reset cooldown time. So what does 50% and 70% really mean? It means like there is a 50% chance for the cooldown time to actually reset. And you might be asking, is this cooldown time actually individual sort of stuff or a global stuff? It's a global stuff, guys. It's actually a reset cooldown time of like global units, or let's say global reset cooldown time, because it affects all the units. Okay, so that's the thing right out there. There's no such thing as individual cooldown time. There is actually it's always a global cooldown time reset. Okay, so 70% is pretty amazing. I mean, like, there's always a 70% chance that the cooldown reset will occur. Okay, but there's always going to be that another 30% chance that the cooldown time reset won't occur. So that's the thing right out there. Now, what is actually the use of this wind gear set? Is it actually going to be really viable even for the endgame content? And I would say, of course, and it is actually a very OP gear set, especially if you are trying to use it in the PvP contents or maybe even other contents like raid. Okay, so what's going to happen is that like whenever you spam your skills, you really don't have to wait for the another skill to be spammed. Okay, that 5 seconds of windows, without waiting for that 5 seconds, you will be able to spam another skill and then another skill and then another skill. So a very fast fury succession of the skills execution really allows you to stack up on a lot of buffs from your support servants, a lot of damage from your damage dealers, and a lot of heals from your healers. Okay, so this is what it actually does provide: a lot of damage within a very a very short period of time, a lot of like buffs going on from your support servants within a very short period of time, and you can stack up on a lot of HP due to the healing of your healers as well. And this actually creates a very good situation, even especially in the PvP battles, global infinite PvP, and even the world battle. Okay, so this is pretty much a very end game content, or let's say a very end game type of gear. So obviously, if you really want to have it, yes, do have it. If you get a chance to stack up on this kind of like awesome gears, then please try to do it, because these are the type of like gear sets that will allow you to conquer, or let's say pretty much dominate in the PvP section. Or if you don't have them, someone else, your opponent, maybe if they have this kind of gear sets, then they will pretty much dominate you guys. That's given. Okay, so first thing is like DPS class 7. How it is actually gonna help your DPS class 7. Okay, so if you actually equip like mine right over here, this wind gear sets, they will be able to execute their skills right away. First skill, second skill, and then third skill right away. Okay, he really doesn't have to wait for that one. As soon as the skill pops out, he will be able to execute it right away. And that is the beauty of this wind gear set. And it also provides a very good chance for the another unit, like let's say healer or the support class servants, to use their skills immediately without waiting for that reset cooldown time of 5 seconds. So you might say like 5 seconds, it doesn't really sound that long. I mean, like, we can actually wait for it. Well guys, if you are fighting in the PvP battles, it can actually create a huge barrier. It can cause a very significant difference between the win and the defeat. Okay, either you are going to lose or you are going to win, because if your opponent can stack up on a lot of buffs, okay, and inflict a lot of debuffs on you, and they are able to sort of like spam a lot of skills on you before you can just spam one single skill, they might be spamming on you 3 or 4 skills already. Wow, you will be lagging backward. Okay, wind gear set actually does make your team much speedy, okay, in this game. They are able to overwhelm, or let's say if you have wind gear set equipped on your team, you will be able to overwhelm your opponents, and vice versa. Okay, so that's the thing right out there, guys. It's really up to you on how you really want to use it, but I really do recommend you guys to equip it on your DPS servants, your healer servants, and support servants. Whereas for the tank servants, it's really up to you guys, but I think the petrify gears are gonna be the best gears for them. You can even go with the traditional type of like iron gears and the life gears to make them more robust. Okay, but wind gear sets are pretty much limited to the any type of DPS servant, healer servant, and the support servant. Okay, so if you have it on support servant, they will be able to cast all their buffs and debuffs right away, ASAP, without any problem. And even your healer class servants will be able to use their skills right away and then pass the next turn. Okay, pass the turn to the another servant pretty fast without that reset time. Okay, that 5 seconds of waiting time, and that can actually create a huge difference in the battle output as well, even if you are fighting in the world boss. Okay, just think about it. I mean, like, there is a time limit, like let's say I think it's a 3-minute time limit, right? So with that 3 minutes, you really have to spam a lot of skills right away, or else it's not gonna happen. Okay, I mean, like, you will be missing out a lot of damage. If you can just save that 5 seconds, obviously it does stack up. Okay, and within that time you will be doing so much damage to that boss that the damage without the wind gear set and with the wind gear sets, which could be phenomenal. Okay, it could be very drastically different. Okay, there would be a very huge sum of difference. Okay, so this is the thing right out here. Wind gear set is totally a endgame content type of gear set, and you should be equipping it on your DPS class, healer class, and support class servant. That's pretty much it, guys. So this is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to keep on enjoying the contents of my channel, and see you guys in the next video.